but only you and I will know the truth. Now, this roof is not... Hey guys, welcome to the video. Welcome to the channel. I'm very happy to report that half of the roof is done. And when I say done, I'm saying done. And what's even better about that news is that I tackled what I think is probably the more difficult side. It had more cuts and bends and funny little things that had to get done. I had just enough painted sheets to get through that. Today, I have to paint some more sheets. I only have maybe 4 or 5 sheets here, which is not nearly enough to finish the rest of the roof. But I'm gonna go ahead and paint what I have today. Maybe start painting some of the ridge caps, which I do have. But yeah, today's just gonna be a chill day. As you can tell, I'm in no rush today. It is beautiful. It's almost a little chilly today. The weather's changing. Weather's changing. I have to kind of paint it from both sides because the metal panels have these lumps in them. It's hard to get it from one side, and if you try to turn the can upside down to spray, it doesn't work, right? The can ideally likes to stay standing up, but I'm painting these flat. I'm not like leaning them up against the wall to paint them, because this lets that paint settle. You know, while it's still wet and fluid, it kind of settles out, and I think it creates a much smoother finish. It is like a powder coat finish when it's done, which I really like. The rain catchment saves my butt again. This particular panel was absolutely filthy. Clearly it was the one on top. So I'm having to wipe this thing down 10 times over. I poured a bunch of water, wiping it down. You definitely want to make sure you have a good clean surface before you go painting this stuff. Rain catchment. Now, behind the scenes, I've actually been working on the back side of doing all of the roofing. All of the fascia is complete. Polycarbonate is up on this side. This is the glazing side, as you can tell from the very bright sun. All of this is facing south, or true south maybe, I guess you could say. And if not true south, then very close to it. On the back side, I'm going to continue doing this work. I'll see what I can show you, but as some of you may know, if you've been watching some of my progress videos, you'll know that working on the roof and recording, it's very difficult. I don't have a bunch of gear. I'm not going to gear up to get on the roof and show you guys, because let's face it, I'm not a professional. I'm just a guy trying to get things done in a price that he can afford. Someday, when I'm done with this whole build, I'll sit down and do a cost sheet and tell you exactly what I paid for all of it and how long it took me. But until then, I'm gonna get back to work. I just stuck my finger up there, caulking a seam. You guys are killing me. So let me show you real quick what I've been doing, how it's working out for me. Maybe it's something that can help you as well. All right, up we go. You might be able to see right there is a little marker, a little Sharpie mark. And I've been marking every 3 feet on the bottom, and there's a marker up there at the top. And so my intention with this, sorry for the glare, it's bright out here, but my intention with this is to line up 3 different points. The bottom and the top need to line up exactly the same, and I'm aiming for roughly the center of the last little ridge on each one of these metal sheathing. You can see these ridges here, and the last ridge of each board, I'm trying to hit that center line. That's one thing. That'll give me the even spacing all along this roof that I'm looking for. The last thing is that I want to have about 1 inch overhang off of the drip edge. So trying to line those 3 up is kind of difficult, and here's something that I've sort of done to help effectively stretch these, which is crazy. I never really thought about it, but I did see this happen on some other YouTube channel and thought, that's genius, I'm gonna do that myself. These ridges, they're all part of the same metal, right? It's all one solid piece. So what you can do is actually pull the metal or push the metal in, and it'll cause these little ridges to compress or expand. So it'll actually allow you to sort of stretch or compress the metal roofing as you're moving along trying to meet those even measurements. And I know it seems a little bit off, but in reality, when you're standing several feet down on the ground away from the roof, you really can't see it. It all just looks like a metal roof. Even when you're looking for it, you can't tell which of these ridges is slightly compressed and which is expanded. So at the end, it's going to look like a beautiful, even, square roof, and nothing was ever wrong with it. But only you and I will know the truth. Now, this roof is not perfectly square. I did my best and I still fell a little bit out of square, but I guess that's what happens when you're working with imperfect materials, right? It's all coming together. I'm putting the gable edging on here. I'm kind of marring this thing up because I'm using little shears to do it, but I'll have to touch this up with some paint. It should be okay. Hopefully you guys can see this. The sun is not cooperating. It's all setting right now, but it'll look good. I think once I screw the sides in, it'll have a decent profile. I'm not going to screw this in for a little bit because I want to actually stain the fascia board before I screw this in, because it'll just be a lot easier. I'm already going to give myself some trouble here trying to stain underneath this drip edge, so I'll go ahead and make my life easier under here. The far end over there, I still have one more piece of ridge to install and a couple metal sheets to install. I purposely left them off so that I can climb up and down, because this is starting to get very slippery. There's a fine dust on here, and I just find myself slowly sliding down, and it's getting really dangerous, so I need to hurry up and finish this roof. It's coming together though.